Most people think they have a brilliant strategy for success. They have a vision board, a 5-year plan, and a list of ambitious goals. This is the accepted path to getting what you want, taught in every business book and seminar. But this approach has a fatal flaw, and smart people are beginning to realize that the most effective path forward is to work backwards. Where do you stand? By the end of this, you might change your mind. The default method for solving any problem is direct. You want to be wealthy, so you ask, how do I make more money? You want to be fit, so you ask, what's the best workout and diet plan? You want a successful company, so you draw up a roadmap to your triumphant initial public offering. This approach feels proactive and inspiring. It's the stuff of heroic narratives, the lone visionary building their dream, one calculated step at a time. It gives you a clear target to aim for. The logic is simple. Define your destination, then draw the straightest line to get there. It's a method powered by optimism and ambition. That sounds convincing. But there's a problem. The real world is a chaotic, unpredictable system full of hidden variables. Your straight-line path to success is a fantasy drawn on a map that ignores the terrain. It ignores the sudden storms, the washed-out bridges, the ambushes waiting in the forest. You're navigating by looking at a distant, shimmering star, paying no attention to the landmines scattered at your feet. The biggest threats to your success are the ones that were never part of your beautiful, forward-looking plan. Focusing only on the goal makes you blind to the dozens of ways you could fail to even reach the starting line. This is where a different kind of thinking enters the picture. It's a method used by ancient Stoic philosophers, world-class engineers, and some of the most successful investors in modern history. It flips the entire problem on its head. Instead of asking how to succeed, you ask a darker, more powerful question. How could I guarantee failure? Instead of brainstorming for success, you brainstorm for disaster. The 19th century mathematician Carl Jacobi famously said, "Invert, always invert." He knew that many hard problems are best solved by approaching them from the opposite end. Imagine you want to improve your health. The forward thinker buys a stack of books on advanced nutrition, researches complicated workout routines, and tries to biohack their way to peak performance. This is difficult. It requires immense knowledge and willpower. The inversion thinker asks, what would absolutely ruin my health? The answer is simple and universal. Eat processed sugar all day, never exercise, sleep only 3 hours a night, smoke, and drink to excess. The list is obvious. So, the path to being healthier becomes brutally simple. Just avoid doing those things. You avoid the catastrophic downside. Everything else is a bonus. This applies everywhere. Want to build lasting wealth? The forward thinker chases hot stock tips, tries to time the market, and looks for the next big thing that will make them a millionaire overnight. The inversion thinker asks, how would I guarantee a lifetime of poverty? The answer is immediate. Accumulate high-interest credit card debt, spend more than you earn, make emotional, panic-driven investment decisions, have no emergency savings for when life inevitably punches you in the mouth. Therefore, the secret to financial security is to meticulously avoid those behaviors. Set up systems that make it impossible for you to fall into those traps. The person who consistently avoids financial stupidity will, over time, become far wealthier than the genius who tries to brilliantly outsmart the market. This approach feels less glamorous. It lacks the heroic charge of chasing a grand vision. It's the quiet, paranoid work of a security guard patrolling the perimeter, checking for unlocked doors and vulnerabilities. It is the systematic removal of downside risk. It's playing to avoid losing, rather than playing to win. And yet the other side has its own blind spot. If your entire focus is on avoiding mistakes, do you ever take the bold risks necessary for true breakthroughs? Can you achieve greatness by focusing only on preventing disaster? A life lived entirely on the defensive might be a safe life, but is it a life you'd actually want to live? This is where the two ideas must meet. Inversion is the rudder. Ambition is the engine. A boat with a powerful engine and no rudder will spin in circles or crash into the first rock it sees. A boat with a perfect rudder and no engine will drift aimlessly with the current. You need both to reach a chosen destination. The problem is that our entire culture celebrates the engine. We praise horsepower, speed, and the aggressive pursuit of goals. We rarely talk about the critical importance of the rudder, the tool that allows you to navigate obstacles and stay on course. Inversion provides the rudder, Think of an engineer tasked with designing a new bridge. The forward-thinking, ambitious part of her brain imagines a beautiful, iconic structure that wins architectural awards. It will be a landmark for the city. That's the engine. Then the inversion thinking kicks in. The professional, paranoid engineer asks, how could this bridge fail? She lists the possibilities: a 100-year flood, an earthquake, unprecedented high winds, a collision from a massive ship, material fatigue after 50 years of use, a terrorist attack. The final design is a marriage of these two mindsets. It is a beautiful vision that has been systematically hardened against every imaginable point of failure. The elegance of the final form is worthless if it can't withstand reality. So inversion acts as a quality control process for your ambition. You still dream big, you still set your sights on a distant shore, but before you set sail, you perform a pre-mortem. You imagine your ship has already sunk. It's resting at the bottom of the ocean, a complete and total failure. Now write the story of how it happened. Did you run out of supplies? Did the crew mutiny? Did you ignore the weather forecast? Did you fail to patch a small leak that grew over time? This list of potential failures becomes your primary checklist. Your forward-thinking plan is your destination, but your inverted checklist is what ensures you actually get there. And yet, the benefits of this go even deeper than just planning. The most profound impact of inversion is psychological. The forward-looking path of chasing success is a recipe for envy and misery. You look at successful people and try to copy their actions, assuming their path is repeatable. This is the trap of survivorship bias. We study the one startup that made it and ignore the 999 that died. We take the advice of the lucky winner, whose success was a product of timing, connections, and pure chance they can't even see themselves. We copy their habits, expecting the same results, and then feel like failures when it doesn't work. Success is a terrible teacher because its story is always incomplete. Failure, on the other hand, is a universal and brutally honest instructor. The ways to ruin a business, a marriage, or your health are remarkably consistent and predictable. While there are a million paths to a unique success story, the paths to ruin are few and well documented. By studying failure, you learn from a much cleaner dataset. Inversion allows you to learn from the mistakes of others without having to make them yourself. This shifts your entire mindset. The person chasing success is often driven by ego. I will achieve this, they say, making the outcome a test of their personal worth. When they fail, it's a crushing personal blow. The person using inversion is a systems thinker. They are detached. Their job is to identify and remove potential points of failure in the system. If something goes wrong, it's an analytical error, a bug to be fixed, a lesson for the next iteration. It reduces the emotional turmoil of striving and replaces it with calm, focused competence. You stop trying to be a hero who can predict the future. You become a professional who is prepared for its inevitable chaos. So we are left with a fundamental tension. We are drawn to stories of bold ambition, of reaching for the stars and building monuments to human potential. That is the fire that drives progress. But perhaps the most enduring successes are built on a foundation of quiet, intelligent paranoia. They are the result of 1,000 disasters avoided, 1,000 stupid mistakes that were never made. The final masterpiece stands tall because someone obsessed over every single way it could have fallen down. So what do you think? In your own life, in your career, in your projects, where should you place the majority of your focus? Is it on architecting the most brilliant, ambitious plan for victory? Or is it on the less glamorous, but perhaps more critical, task of identifying and neutralizing every possible route to defeat?